Well, hello my friends on YouTube. Today we're gonna have a look at the CRKT knife, CRKT Hootenanny. Now, I can't believe I didn't make a review on this one a long time ago. You have seen it if you have followed me on my videos on YouTube. You have seen it in first impressions video, as well as in some videos about my 5 best knives last year. As you know, that was only about 4 months since I haven't been collecting that long. But I went through my videos and I couldn't believe that I actually didn't make a proper review on this knife. So this I'll do now. So I grabbed my trusted cup of coffee. Cheers. And let's get on. Now, I have to tell you right from the start, I'm so very biased about this knife because I really truly love it. But I'll try to tell you the good and the bad anyway, and it's always with your reviews, it's up for you to decide. As you can see, we have some beautiful rounded lines all over. It is, if you look at the other side, it is a Ken Onion design, and the name is, as you can see, Hootenanny. Let's start at the tip, as usual. We have a sort of a modified drop point. On top here of the blade we have some sort of jimping. I'll tell you about that in a little while. And we have hollow grind with a lot of belly here. And what this does together with the small flipper is that you actually get an awful lot of cutting surface even when you do straight cuts or cuts on flat surfaces. So you actually, when you cut on flat surfaces, you have a lot of knife to use. If I show you another bad example, it would be this one. If you watch the flipper, you can see you have nearly just from this and on to the tip, and that's what you have to cut with on a straight surface. But on this one, a lot of cutting edge. Not a problem if you hold it any other way, but as I said, if you're preparing some sort of food on a table, then it might be an issue for you. The handle, as you can see, choil for your fingers. And this, I have to tell you, this is what this knife is all about. I think it is so beautiful, but ergonomically speaking, it just fits every way you hold it. Perhaps I have the right hand, but I just think ergonomics are thought very well through in this knife. If I hold it in a normal way, it just puts itself beautifully in your palm. You have the jimping for some grip here. You have the flipper down here, and if you go for the reverse grip, it's just the same. It just fits so fantastically nice. And the thought about if you want to choke up, you have jimping here and a place for your index finger, and then your thumb goes here, and you have every bit of control that you need for that choke up. Reverse grip, okay, but not that good. Then again, as I said in all my videos, don't cut against yourself, but sometimes it's necessary. I don't do it that often. I'm sorry. you have a pocket clip, and that's one of the bads about this one. If you look at the tip of this pocket clip, it is very pointy, and sometimes you feel it in your hand. It is a sort of a hot spot, and don't lean up against your car or any other things. You don't want to be scratched, because that just gets in the way of everything. You might even be able to see that I was up against the wall or something. I really don't like that. The other bad thing, or not so good anyway, it has a bit of an early lockup on the frame, on the liner. Actually, I think you might call this a bolster lock, but it's a bit early. Not a big issue, but beware of that. A tiny bit of lock stick as well. On another not so good thing is the detent, which is a bit soft, but then again this knife is so smooth that it doesn't really matter, and that's the next good thing. I really love the ergonomics of this one, and I really love the action. It just flies out, and of course it's very smooth. It's on ball bearings, but it just flips like nobody's business. I really enjoy that action. So the good things: ergonomics are phenomenal, action phenomenal. I'm not so fond of the pocket clip. Lockup could be a bit more. I think we are seeing about, what, 30%, 20%? And the detent is a little bit soft. Perfectly centered. And, well, I just have to tell you, I'm so thrilled with this knife. You don't have to be, but I am. I think that if this was the last or the only knife on earth, this would be the one that I bought or kept in my collection if I was not allowed to have any other. I have always been extremely fond of this knife, and I have carried it quite a lot. Cutting action, as you can see, quite thin blade, hollow grind, and a very high hollow grind, so a lot of slicing ability, which might also be important. As you know, some of you know, I only do light EDC, but for that this knife is perfect. Size-wise, it is medium size. I have a real steel Thor for comparison, a bit smaller than that, and about a San Ranmu 7010, quite a lot smaller. I don't like to be summing up specs in my narrative here, so I'll just write them and you can have a look at them and pause the video here. And well, this was a very positive review, but it is a very, in my opinion, very nice knife. I hope you might agree with me. It's not a new one, but they're still available, and at around €50, they are extremely good value for money. CRKT, yeah, sometimes they make some good, sometimes they make some bad, and this one I think they really hit a home run. But yeah, well, being CRKT, I know that they produced a more expensive version of this one, supposedly with better steel, and it turned out that the steel was really not very stainless, and not the steel they said it was. I think it was supposed to be C30 VN or something. I'll stop now. If you liked my video, please leave a like. If you want to comment, please do. And if you want to subscribe, please do that as well. I hope you all have a nice day, evening, whatever it is in your country. Bye bye.